What a night. Who would have thought that we would stay back this late? I know you got in the Uber, but I'm a little worried about you. Did you manage to get home?
I sure did. I managed to get lucky for once. The guy in the car wasn't a weirdo like they usually are at this time. He's quite friendly, and we had a good chat with each other.
Oh, really? I hope you weren't getting too friendly with each other. So, what did you guys talk about then?
Hey, that's my secret. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, looks like you were talking about something personal. What's one thing that you wouldn't talk about with me, but you would talk about with some other guy in a car? I guess it was about the amazing experience that we had tonight, wasn't it?
You could say it's something along those lines. So, did you get home yet?
Yeah, I did. I just got in right now.
I'm so tired, but at the same time, I don't feel like sleeping.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Well, I kind of feel like talking with you a lot more. Don't you feel the same way?
If I'm being honest, I really do.
I can't believe how our date went tonight. I mean, before we knew it, we were staying back late, weren't we?
I know, I'm telling you now, I didn't actually plan for it to be this long. I just wanted to do something simple. Have a delicious dinner, then go to the cinemas, and then go for a walk. I didn't expect us to be walking and talking with each other for so long.
Oh, really? So, getting me to open up about my deepest, darkest secrets wasn't part of the plan? I find that hard to believe.
Hey, trust me, all of that was the spur of the moment.
You know, I'm still really mad about you, to be honest.
Oh, wait, you're mad. What did I do wrong? Did I forget to open the door for you or something? I always forget little things like that.
You sure have forgotten. You've forgotten the most important thing. You didn't compliment me on my dress tonight. Do you know how much effort I put into this thing? I really wanted to look my best for you.
Well, hey, I wasn't complimented on how dashing I am.
I did say that your shirt looked really good, though.
Okay, but what about the nice cologne that I picked out for you tonight?
That's one thing I think you could have improved on, if I'm being honest. But look, your shirt was nice.
Was the kiss nicer, though?
I think there's a lot that I need to teach you. But you know what? That was nice too. I need to ask you something right now, James.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Why is it taking you this long to kiss me?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
Come on, I want to know. You've kept me on pins and needles this whole time. You've been there patiently waiting like a gentleman, leading me on and building up a climax, but not doing anything about it. Tonight, I felt like I was going to get led on again. It surprised the hell out of me when you actually decided to come in for the kiss. So why did you decide to take this long to do it tonight? We've been seeing each other for months now. Almost every week I've seen you. Not only that, but we always text back and forth. This whole time I kept getting strung along. I didn't even know if you actually liked me. I thought you were just so nice that you do it to everyone. So why tonight?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to defend myself here, aren't I? I just didn't want to overstep my boundaries. I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. What if I went in to kiss you and you didn't want to do it?
What if I did want to do it?
Well, that means I wanted to do it as well.
How did you know I wanted to do it tonight?
I'm not sure. I guess the way you looked at me was different. Those eyes that were just longing for something. I took a guess, and that guess was right. You were feeling the same way about me too.
Oh, come on. Really? You haven't noticed this whole time? I've been so obvious in giving you the signs. Don't tell me that you didn't pick up on any of them.
Well, look, I need to tell you something. You're kind of my first girlfriend.
What did you say?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience in doing this type of thing. I mean, when you and I met, I was in that coffee shop, wasn't I? I used to be one of your regulars.
You sure did. You always ordered a mocha with a marshmallow in it. Ah, those are some good memories.
Do you remember what I used to say about that?
How can I forget? You told me that was the only happiness in your day.
But the truth is, there was actually another happiness of my day.
Do I sense some cheesy line coming from you?
I guess I really aren't that good at this, am I? But yes, you're right. I was happy to come in there for you too.
You were one of my favorites, James. I don't know if you noticed it, but sometimes I even put 2 marshmallows in there.
Yeah, I did notice that, actually, but I was wondering why. I never brought it up with you, but I really enjoyed the extra little bit of service.
Yeah, well, in my mind, I always put those 2 marshmallows in there when I thought you looked very dashing that day. I was hoping you would pick up on it at some point. Maybe you would start coming in the outfit that I actually liked.
Wow, okay, well, it looks like there's another thing that just blows over my head. Anyway, you can kind of tell that I've never had much dating experience, right? Did you ever see me bring a girl in there?
Well, I was kind of thinking that you were bringing her to a different place. I don't know what was going through your head at that time. I thought maybe you were stringing me along then. You just had girls all over the place. You were trying to hide them from me.
Is this really the impression that I gave you? That's not the type of guy that I am at all.
Well, it's just so frustrating. Like you're not like the other guys. You don't act cool. You don't look like you're trying to take advantage of anyone. You're just such a nice, genuine guy. I can see girls falling for something like that easily, just like I was. I guess you could say I was kind of jealous. Like, admit it. You must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but it's not like I'm hanging out with them all the time. Honestly, it's only been you that I see.
Why is that, though? Why is it this sweet, genuine, caring guy only sees one girl? If you just looked behind you, you would see a line of them chasing after you, wouldn't you?
Well, this kind of relates back to what I said tonight. I have a dream. I have something that I want to achieve. In my eyes, that's the only thing that exists.
I see what you mean. You're talking about creating your own gaming company, right? You want it to be the biggest and the best. You want to bring your ideas and your thoughts to life.
That's right. That's exactly what I want to do. Every day that I'm in that coffee shop of yours on that laptop of mine, I'm trying to study some sort of programming, some sort of way to create games. I'm just one guy at the moment. I'm doing everything on my own. Thinking about the story ideas, trying to learn the technology to create the game. All of this takes time. Honestly, I don't really have time for playing around with a bunch of girls that may or may not be interested in me.
I just hate it when you say stuff like that.
What are you talking about?
The way you say that you can only think about your dream. What about me? What am I then? Just some sort of distraction?
No way. Is that really what you think? You're not anything like that at all.
Come on, just admit it. I'm getting in your way. All this time tonight that we spent laughing together, learning about each other, physically touching each other, all of that time you could have spent towards investing in your dream. But instead, you were investing it on me. Just another girl that you shouldn't be wasting time on.
Sorry, you stop that right now. I don't want you to get such weird thoughts in your head. Listen to me right now. You are not a distraction. You're not hindering me in achieving my dream. You're part of it.
I'm part of it? In what way could I be part of it?
Well, when I talk with you, our conversations are so lighthearted and spontaneous that I can just feel the thoughts and ideas coming into my head. I mean, I learn about different things. You tell me about the people that you meet, the customers at the cafe. They all tell you their stories, right?
They really do. I'm somewhat of a little social burden there. Everyone wants to tell me what's going on with their day.
Exactly. And the experiences that other people have are really beneficial to what I have to do. Don't forget that what I am doing is creating stories. I'm taking our experiences and putting them into a format for people to enjoy. If I didn't have all the hilarious stories that you tell me about people, then I don't know how I could write decent stories for my games.
Okay, but sometimes they're not always hilarious, right? Sometimes they're really scary. sometimes super sad. I mean, not everything is positive with these people.
I know, and that really helps as well. It's that variety that makes me feel like I'm writing a good outline for my stories.
Okay, I see how it is now. So maybe it's the other way around. I've been used this whole time. You don't like me. You're not on these dates with me because you want to start something with me. You just want to use me for my ideas, right? Like that kiss tonight. I thought we were doing that for you. I guess that was your way of repaying me for being your inspiration.
Oh, come on, that is just ludicrous. I'm not doing that at all.
Well, hey, you know what? I don't actually mind, James. If that's the way you want to pay me, I'm so happy with that. But let me tell you something. If we put that kiss you gave me tonight to a number, I have to say that it's quite low. You're either gonna have to give me a lot of kisses or give me one really good kiss, and then I'll be happy with our little arrangement.
What if I can do both?
Wow. Now you're starting to remind me of all my older boyfriends. Are you trying to flirt with me?
I'm always trying to flirt with you.
That is so cute.
In what way is that cute?
Well, think about a toddler. Isn't it cute when they try to stand up and they just fall back down on their bottom? It's kind of like the same thing.
Is that how you look at me? Just like some little baby?
Well, a baby has a lot of things to learn, right? You have a lot to learn about dating me.
Great, and now I'm starting to feel embarrassed for my lack of experience. But wait, you just said the word dating. Are we dating now?
Hey, that's the question that I want to ask. I've been wanting to ask it the whole time, to be honest. Let me just say for the record that a guy that only sleeps with me doesn't mind trick me as much as you do. I mean, we just kissed, right? Are you seriously telling me that we're not dating now?
Wow, you know what? You're right. You really have a point there. My first girlfriend. I don't know how to feel about this. I bet you must have had a lot of boyfriends, huh?
I don't know if I can consider them that. They were all just a bunch of douchebags.
Were they really that bad?
Look, I'm not going to give you the story of each and every one of them, but it's just a list of really degrading behavior. Some of them would try and touch me on our first date. Some would try and usher me into their car to drive me home. And when I declined, they would start to call me names. Said I was a fat cow that wasn't going to find a decent person anyway.
Okay, these people are starting to sound like some bad boys.
They certainly were. I'd be out and about, and I'd spot my boyfriend walking around with some other girl. He would give me some lame excuse, like he was in the gym, but he was actually in the city drinking bubble tea with her. Another guy accidentally called me and thought I was one of his other girls. He started calling me by a different name and engaging in some really intense sexual talk. Honestly, if you really want some stories, I've got a whole list of them. I can sit here all night and talk about them if you really want.
I think I'll just leave it at that, to be honest.
Why? Are you starting to get jealous?
I kind of am, to be honest. I don't like the idea of someone else being with you.
Well, you can kind of understand how I've been feeling these past few months then, can't you? That's all I could think about.
I'm really happy we're doing this. I know you're still gonna think that you're some sort of distraction for me, but you're honestly not. You're my respite. Ever since I met you, all the things that I need to do have gotten a lot easier. It's easier for me to write stories. I have more enthusiasm to learn programming. I think if I'm fully committed to being with you, then these things are gonna get a lot better for me.
Oh my god, James. Just stop with that. Stop making me tear up all the time.
Sorry, I'm just speaking from the heart.
I know. I can tell you're serious about it.
Anyway, you know what? You have work tomorrow, right? You have to open up the store. You told me you have to get up at about 5 o'clock, don't you? I'm not gonna bother you anymore. I'm gonna let you have your sleep.
Oh wow. Are we going to finish talking already?
Well, I want to talk a few more as well, but we both have things to do. Get a good night's rest. I look forward to seeing you again. Steffi, are you okay? You just tried to call me right now, didn't you? Sorry I didn't answer. I was still sleeping. Is everything alright? Are you in danger or something? Are you hurt?
I'm hurt. I'm in serious pain right now.
Oh no, this sounds bad. Okay, look, you need to tell me your address. I'll come and do something. I'll call an ambulance. What happened exactly?
I was hurt by a guy.
What did he do to you?
He played with my heart.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
It's you, James. You're the one that's been hurting me.
What is going on right now? We were just talking a couple of hours ago, right? I thought everything was going fine. How did I hurt you?
You're just too good. You're too much of a good guy. That sweet little innocent charm of yours, it always gets to me. It always makes me feel a certain way. It's just so different from everyone else. The way you talk to people, the way you talk to me. I love it. I absolutely adore it.
Oh, okay, so you're not in any danger then, right? You're telling me you were hurt before.
Yeah, and I wasn't lying. I'm emotionally hurt. I am so hurt that we're not officially together.
What do you mean by that? We just declared that we were dating before, right? Doesn't that mean we're boyfriend and girlfriend now?
That's not enough for me, though. I'm sorry, but ever since we stopped talking just now, it's got me thinking. I can't sleep. I just can't think about work. All I can think about is you.
Alright, well, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. At the same time, you have to do your best to get some sleep. I mean, you've got a big day tomorrow, right? You can't go in there without having sufficient sleep. Imagine how you're gonna look in front of everyone.
I know I'm not going to be able to sleep unless I get my answer. Only you can grant me my respite.
What do you mean by that?
Just answer me this question, James. If I asked you to marry me, what would you say?
Whoa, okay. Where did that come from?
Just answer the question. Would you do it or not? Would you commit yourself to me for the rest of your life? Would you stand in front of everyone and say you only have eyes for me?
I'm not so sure. I mean, I haven't really thought about it yet.
Don't think about it. Just go based on your feeling. How do you feel about it?
Do we really have to have this conversation now? I mean, we've only been dating for a couple of hours now, right?
I just hate it. I hate it so much. It's too slow. It took me a year to actually go on a first date with you. You kept coming into my cafe. You and I kept talking with each other. You didn't ask me out once. I had to actually invite you. I've never had to do that before.
I'm sorry, I just didn't think you would say yes if I did invite you.
But that's not it. Even after 6 months of going on dates with each other, you didn't even kiss me until yesterday. Even then, you were just so clueless. I didn't know if we were actually dating or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, we meet up almost every week. I'm not really sure how this dating game works. I figured that's just what friends do.
It's just so vexing for me. You have no idea how much it gets on my nerves. I mean, a kiss? Really? It should be obvious at that point. So the past few hours, I've been trying to think about things. Trying to think about how I can get what I want. What I really wanted is for you to marry me. But I know it's going to take years for you to actually propose to me.
Is that what you're trying to say right now? Are you actually proposing? Is this the way it's meant to go?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know. I always thought that the guy was meant to propose. I thought that I was meant to do something really sweet and charming, like put the ring in a chocolate cake or something.
What the hell? What? You're actually thinking about doing that?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I haven't really thought about it yet.
Imagine if you actually did do that. I'm going to eat that chocolate cake and accidentally swallow the ring.
Okay, look, I'm an amateur at this type of thing. Don't get up me for it. But that's besides the point. I thought the guy was meant to be the one that does the proposal, not the girl.
But it's also the guy that's meant to be more pushy. The guy that's meant to be inviting me to the date. You haven't done any of that so far. So what am I meant to do? I have to do it. Some guy you are.
Okay, but have you really thought this one through? I mean, we may have known each other for quite a little bit of time, but to actually go as far as to get married? Is that really what you want to do?
I'm positive. I've been sure about this for a long time. There's just something about you, James. There's something about you that's different from all the other guys. You're different from the pieces of crap that have used me over the years. I just know. I know that you can treat me properly. You can treat me like the lady like I want to be treated as. Even if we've only been dating a couple of hours, I want to make this decision. I want to get married.
This is all so much to take in. I don't even know what to say.
What does that even mean? Are my feelings one-sided? You don't want to marry me? You think you can find a different girl than me, don't you? Someone who's better, someone prettier, someone funnier.
That's not it at all. Steffi, you're talking nonsense right now. There is no one that I think is as pretty and funny as you. No one that can make me laugh, make me feel like I'm a good guy. If I had to marry anyone, it would be you.
Well, if that's the case, why don't you just say yes? Say yes and spend the rest of your life with me. I want you to swear it right now.
Are you kidding me? Is it okay to progress this fast? I mean, is it really okay?
Trust me, I've never been more confident of anything in my whole life. This is the thing that I want to do. So what is it? Is it a yes or no?
Is this what we're gonna tell our children, that you proposed to me through texting? Is that how you really want them to remember us?
Come on, we can make up some corny little story of you approaching me if you really want to. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind telling them this was the way we did it either.
Wow, I can't believe it. Okay, fine, yes. My answer is yes. I want to get married with you too. But this is insane. There's so many things that we haven't done yet. I haven't even met your parents. You haven't met mine. What are we gonna do about this? We gotta get that stuff out of the way first.
Look, you got a good point there. There's gonna be some steps that we have to take before we get married. That's fine. They're just the little hurdles that we have to jump over to actually finish at the finish line. I wonder if you're going to like my family. We're a little bit on the quirky side.
Well, let's just hope that they like me as well. Who knows how they're gonna feel about me with a girl like you? They probably want some super sleazy guy that goes around wearing leather jackets. Maybe a basketball player or something, I don't know.
Okay, look. There's something I need to tell you about that. As it happens, I only have one parent.
Oh, wow. Is that true? I'm so sorry. What an idiot. I can't believe I'm so insensitive.
What are you talking about? There's no way you could have known it.
But there was a way. I could have gotten to know you a bit better. I could have asked that question. I mean, we've been seeing each other for this long, right? I should at least know how many parents you have. I'm sorry that I've never asked you about it before.
I'm sorry. I was too embarrassed to actually talk about it.
So, which parent do you live with?
It's my dad. I've also got a little brother. His name is Lucas. Those two are the most involved in my life.
Okay, so a dad and a little brother. Both males. I wonder what they're gonna think of me.
Why? Are you getting worried?
A little bit. The type of thing I'm doing is really bizarre, isn't it? I mean, a guy that wants to create his own video game company and just write stories all the time. I'm wondering what they're gonna think of me. What type of guys are they?
Well, that's a very good question. It's good that you asked it in advance. I could answer that, but I think it's best if you just meet them first.
Really?
Yeah. Look, I don't want you to have any type of weird expectation of them and try and adjust yourself to that expectation. I honestly want you to be yourself, no matter what.
How come I get the feeling that they're probably vastly different from me?
Look, James, honestly, don't think too much about it. Everything's gonna be fine. I want you to be you. They're gonna love you eventually. I'm sure of it.
Wow, I mean, you're not really good at hiding it, are you? That just gave it away immediately. So they're gonna hate something about me, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're gonna see how adorable and sweet you are. Trust me, I believe in it. I believe in the fact that you're the only guy for me, and I'm gonna make them understand it. Anyway, you know what? I'm starting to get really sleepy now. I think I can actually go to bed. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the answer I wanted to hear. I think my mind can be at ease now. I'm telling you, this whole time that you and I have been seeing each other has been torture for me.
Well, I don't know what to say. Let's just hope our marriage isn't gonna be the exact same way. But you know what? I want to say thank you as well. I'm really happy for making this decision. I look forward to spending the rest of our lives together, Steffi.
You're so sweet. Thanks for always being there. Good night, James.
So, what type of venom has gotten into my daughter this time? I wonder which type you are. Are you some little rat that I can squash with my boot? Or are you another cow that I'm gonna send to the slaughter? You must be very different from the rest. My daughter has never actually gone as far as to propose to someone or even think about marriage. I want you to know that I care very deeply about her. I'm not gonna let another guy hurt her again. She's already had way too many experiences like that. If you want to be with her, you have to pass my test. Whoa, who is this? Do I have to contact the police? I feel like my life is in danger or something. No, you are in danger. That much is certain. I've got my eyes on you. I don't want you to feel safe even for a second. Sorry? Tell me about yourself. Just who is this James guy that my daughter keeps talking about? Some amazing guy that she wants to marry? Tell me what it is exactly that makes this James individual amazing. I want to hear it come out of your mouth. Wow, okay, so you even know my name. I'm guessing this really is Steffi's dad, isn't it? You've got that right, son. My name is David. I'm a very proud father. I know how you young kids want to play it these days. You think you can just throw tradition out of the window, don't you? You think you can just sleep with my daughter and not have to meet me first? It doesn't work that way. If I find out that you've been doing anything with her, I'm gonna have you on the chopping block. Whoa, okay, hold on a second. Just settle down right now, David. Look, I'm not sure what type of guys your daughter dated before. I mean, I have some sort of idea that they weren't exactly the best. I'm telling you, I'm probably a lot different from them. I'm not out to use your daughter for her body or anything. I just genuinely like her as a person. We have a very good emotional connection with each other. Oh, really? Just what exactly do you like about her anyway? Well, that's a good question. Even when she asked me, I wasn't sure how to answer it. I can just see that she's a really good person. She has a good soul. Maybe that's thanks to her father, her upbringing? Do you think that type of flattery is gonna get on my good side? Let me just warn you now that complimenting me won't get you that far. If you're just some disgusting ape that has the worst intentions for my daughter, no amount of compliments is gonna get you on my good side. Okay, fine. I understand that. I was just saying that maybe you deserved a little bit of credit, is all. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that she's a really nice individual. I don't do a lot of dating and meeting girls, so I'm not really sure. But my impression is that it's really hard to find a good partner. I think I've really found a good person. I'm not sure if I can trust you, James. It's not the first time a guy has told me that. Do you know what that man did? I'm not sure. What did he do? I saw him texting a different woman as my daughter went to the toilet. A couple of days later, I followed him. I went to his home and I smashed the crap out of his car. He was out at work, so he didn't have any idea what was happening. Let me just say that I got so into it that my bat actually started to bend. Are you getting the picture of what's gonna happen if you decide to betray my daughter? Holy cow, look, don't worry. I won't be doing anything like that. Look at you shivering in your little panties. Are you still sure that you want to be with my daughter? It's not too late to run away. Honestly, just calm down, David. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. I'm a good person. At least I think I am. You know what? Maybe you're right. You're sounding pretty pathetic if I'm being honest. Just what exactly are you involved in, James? What work do you do? I'm trying to start a startup company. I'm gonna develop video games. What did you just say? You're going to develop video games? That's quite a wimpy thing to do, isn't it? Very rare for my daughter to date someone like that. Usually it's rock stars and drug dealers. Are you kidding me right now? Those are the type of people that she's been with? She has a long history of dirtbags. I wonder why she would go for a guy like you. Maybe she's starting to see some reason for once. Interesting. So those are the guys that I have to compete with, isn't it? They sure are. And let me tell you, they are all dirtbags. But they did have some very charming, attractive qualities about them. I'm starting to wonder if you're the one that's getting the bad end of the stick in this relationship. I mean, if you're gonna date a girl like my daughter, you better have some sort of attractive quality about you. Is that all you do? Just play video games all the time? Well, I'm not exactly playing video games. I'm just trying to create some stories. What do you do in your free time, though? Do you do any type of exercise? Do you lift weights or something? No, I don't. I'm solely committed to my dream. Oh, wow. I'm getting a pretty clear picture of the type of guy you are. I don't know. If I were you, I'd give it up. You're a lost cause. Hold on a second. What did you just say? Why would you say something like that to me? I just know. I know what my daughter's attracted to. I know what women are like. All of this is just a temporary little thing for her. Sure, she says she wants to marry you, but as if. Look at her history. It's all bad boys. Huh? Her family is probably to blame for that one. There's not one nerd in this family, not one loser that she can admire. I own my own construction company. I've been working in construction my whole life. My son is getting into this business as well. He works on site. We are hard men. We get down and dirty. It's very different from the type of person that you are. Well, what type of person am I? I don't know. What's the appropriate term to put it? I guess you're just a wimp? I'm sorry, what did you just say? Look, that's the reality. You're a wimp. Don't take any offense to it. I'm just stating the facts for what they are. Wow, okay. I've never had someone be this upfront to me before. And you know what? I've never had someone be this feminine. Is that all you've got in you, James? Don't you have any fire within you? Here I am slandering you. Aren't you gonna defend yourself? I'm not so sure. Should I stand up to my father-in-law? Hey, you're not married to my daughter yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. But come on, that much is obvious, isn't it? Are you seriously just gonna be a pushover for people to roll on? My daughter's not gonna be attracted to something like that. You need to have a little bit more fight in you. I don't know what my daughter was thinking, but I've got nothing to worry about. Give it a year into your marriage, and she'll probably find someone she's actually attracted to. Someone with a little bit more power and wealth. Hang on just a second. You're not seriously trying to doubt me here, are you? You honestly think that she's not interested in me? I do, to be honest. I've known her my whole life. She's not interested in your type of people. She's gonna realize at some point that she wants to be with guys on the wild side. It's either you change to be that type of guy, or she's just gonna find it by herself. Well, you know what? I beg to differ, David. Let's face the facts. You're making a lot of assumptions here, and you haven't even met me in person. Maybe I could be a different guy. You don't know that. Like, sure, I am developing games, and you can draw from that as many assumptions as you want. But you can't know me until you actually know me. You know what? You have a very good point. So, James, I'll give you the power here to decide what we're gonna do. How are you and I gonna get to know each other? Well, look, your daughter is very insistent on us marrying. I'm pretty sure that that's set in stone. We do have to get to know each other's families. How about I invite you over to my parents' house? We can have some sort of lunch there. Yeah, right. I'm sorry to say, but I still don't have a very good impression of you. Who knows what type of parents you have? They could be hippies for all I know. What's wrong with that? Well, if I have to explain it to you, there's no point in us even trying to do something like this. You know what? I want to play this game on my territory. You bring your family to my house. I'll have a barbecue prepared. This will be the way we bond with each other. Okay, David, you have a deal. If I were you, I'd get a couple of sets in the gym before you come. If you come to my barbecue looking like the type of guy that my grandma could break, I'm not sure if I can treat you with the same level of respect. Okay, well, if I got time, I guess I'll do some push-ups then. This is gonna be very interesting. Just exactly what type of guy did my daughter decide to marry?
Get a hold of yourself. What was that all about? Are you that much of a wuss? Come on, what's gonna happen next? The little Girl Scouts are gonna come to your door and you're gonna be shivering in your room because of it?
Who is this? Who's texting me right now? I'm a little bit busy. I don't have time to waste on conversations with someone I don't know.
It's me, you idiot. It's Lucas from lunch. The brother of the girl that you're gonna marry.
What the? How does everyone keep getting my number? Anyway, look, thank you for your concern, Lucas, but I'm still really busy trying to get this stuff out of my shirt. I've never spilled wine on myself before. I might have to duck out and get a new set of clothes.
How about you just learn how to carry yourself like a man? I mean, I've never seen a guy jump like that before.
Are you kidding me right now? Did you see the way your dog projected itself towards me? I was sure it was about to attack me.
Oh, come on. Do you really think we were just gonna let our dog do something like that?
Of course I am. Didn't you guys brag about its obedience and how he's been trained to attack strangers or something? You were telling me that before it was let out of its pen. In fact, someone could have given me a little bit of warning, right? At least I could have been on my guard.
Oh, just settle down already. Stop getting your panties all wet. Look, we have trained our dog very well. Did you not hear me tell him to halt? I'm telling you right now, in that dog's eyes, I'm basically God. He knows that if he disobeys what I say, there are going to be some severe consequences. If you didn't notice, he stopped right before he actually got to you, didn't he?
Okay, but he was only inches away. Of course I'm gonna freak out and accidentally spill my wine everywhere.
Oh, you're so precious, aren't you? I have to be honest, this is such an enigma. I mean, what is my sister seeing in you? I guess she's just had enough of taking it in the behind for so long that she actually wanted to give it to someone else.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'm talking about a little bit of revenge, giving her enemies a taste of what it feels like.
How what feels like?
To be used, duh. Are you stupid as well as a wuss? I guess that further proves my point.
Your point of what? That your sister has a history of being hurt by other people, and now she wants to hurt someone else?
Well, yeah, obviously. Think about it. She's not gonna be able to hurt any of those bad boys that she's dated. They don't give a crap about her. She's nothing to them. But to you, she's the only girl that you can get. Let's be honest, that little nice boy act of yours doesn't work for you, does it? No one wants to date a wimp.
Are you serious right now? Is that honestly the way this stuff works?
Of course it is. You really don't know how these girls work, do you? If you did, you wouldn't be the type of guy you are now. I mean, what were you saying at lunch? You like to make video games or something? That is such a nerd thing to do. You must get the girls drier than the Mojave Desert. You have to excite them with something. Man, play with their emotions, play mind games with them. Be a little bit mean to them. You can work on getting a couple of good biceps on you too. Like, honestly, when you see just bone and no meat on a chicken, are you salivating at the mouth for that? Of course not. You know you want something with a little bit of chunk on it, something you can bite into. Right now, you're not really offering my sister anything.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. Your dad was saying something very similar, and I just have to disagree. Look, I don't know what she sees in me, but she likes it. I know there must be some sort of mainstream way to get a girl, but I don't have time for that. I have my dream to pursue. It looks like your sister wants to be involved in that dream, and I accept that. It's fine.
You really are a stubborn one, aren't you? Unbelievable. Well, you know what? It's your loss at the end of the day. When my sister finally decides to cheat on you, don't come crying to me.
What the hell did you just say? Why did you say that like it's already decided?
You really think that my sister is gonna go live in a tiny apartment with you, watching you sit on your computer just tapping away? What is gonna happen at that point? She's gonna look over at her phone and she's gonna have 10 different dudes sending her a pic of their six-pack. Be honest with yourself and tell me she's not gonna be attracted to that.
Look, I don't know. It doesn't matter. She wants something different now.
Yeah, right. That's such a soft thing to say. You're such a little man. If you actually marry my sister, I'm looking forward to bullying you.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're just gonna be a constant reminder that there's a lot of losers in this world. Anyway, you know what? I want you to hurry up and clean that shirt up. I need a little assistant next to me to hold my drink.
Screw you, Lucas. Who are you to talk to me that way? I'm not some slave just because I'm marrying your sister.
Oh yeah? Well, what are you gonna do about it, little man? You gonna come out here and fight me over it, huh? Do you have what it takes to actually lay hands on me? Be honest with yourself. You don't, do you? That's right. So why don't you just go shrink back into your little corner? Or better yet, just be a good little boy and get on all fours. Your head can be the little stand that I put my drink on.
Shut your damn mouth.
You better be careful with that attitude of yours. If my dog is even a little bit disobedient, he really gets a hiding for it. Imagine what I'll do to you. Come out here and put that head where I want it. I'm telling you right now, if you fail to balance that drink and actually drop it, I'm not afraid to give you a beating in front of everyone, including in front of my sister. Is that what you want, to be embarrassed in front of her?
I'd rather stand up to you than lose my dignity as being a stool for you to put your drink on.
Oh, come on then, get out here. Show me that you have the nuts to face me. Let me just warn you that this is a guy that can bench 200 pounds. You sure you got what it takes, little man? Trust me, I don't know what it's like in those little video games of yours, but getting hit in real life is gonna be way different. Let me know how it tastes when you hit the concrete. I've always wondered what it feels like.
James? James, where are you? You haven't come back for hours now. Everyone's so worried about you. What's going on?
Look, I'm done with today. I just want to go home. I can't be there anymore.
What are you talking about? Is this about the wine going on your shirt? Look, honestly, no one's worried about that. It's just a little mistake. Don't get so upset about it. Just come back and have a good time with everyone.
How can I have a good time? I'm sitting there getting insulted by your family. I've had enough of it.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Look, somehow your brother managed to get my contact information, and he was texting me while I was in the bathroom. The things he was saying were just really starting to annoy me. I want to go home. I can't deal with him.
Oh my god. Look, I know what my brother is like. He's a little brat. Don't let him get to you. What exactly did he say?
I don't know. This is between me and him. I don't want to involve you.
Hey, look, I'm going to be your wife soon, right? I want you to be honest with me about everything. Don't try and hide this from me, especially when it's my own family. If I need to whip them into shape, I will.
I don't know how to put this. The simplest way that I can explain it is that your family doesn't have much respect for me. They feel like I'm below them or something.
Okay, in what way? What exactly does my brother say?
Apparently, I'm not man enough to marry you. Both your father and your brother think that you're gonna cheat on me or something.
Oh my god, those guys. I can't believe they would say something like that. What do they know about me? They don't know how I feel.
Well, they know about your past experiences, don't they? You've dated a lot of bad guys, haven't you? I'm guessing that they're a lot like your dad and brother? Super masculine, have big muscles and whatnot? Nothing like me. You know what? It is fine if you're interested in that sort of thing. If that's what you're into, we can't change that. You're not into a skinny guy like me.
Oh my god, James. Look, don't listen to them. They're just being stupid right now. They don't know anything. They don't know how much you mean to me. They've just got some weird, distorted view of the world. They think a guy should be tough and be mean to their girl. They don't have any respect for guys like you.
What is a guy like me like, though? What is it exactly that they don't like?
Well, look, I think you're brilliant, but it's just that you lack the qualities that they respect.
What do you mean I lack them? What exactly am I lacking?
Well, look, how can I put this? They don't particularly have a good view of people that sit on their computer typing. They have the stereotype of Bill Gates, a guy wearing glasses and wearing pants way too high above his waist. Just some geek that is hunched over at his computer, typing away, being a loser.
Is that what you think I am? You think I'm some sort of loser, don't you?
Of course I don't! I know exactly what you're doing. I know how much it means to you. I think you're really gonna go somewhere. I can see your dedication and devotion to it. In my eyes, you're not a loser at all. It's just gonna take some time for them to understand that. I mean, the real losers are them, if you ask me. They think that their muscles are gonna solve everything for them. Like my little brother. He's got a girlfriend at the moment, but he is honestly such a peahead. He doesn't listen to how his girl feels at all. He doesn't know how much him flexing in the mirror in front of her makes her uncomfortable. He thinks it's awesome.
Is it honestly that cool, though? I mean, I do respect that people do it, but to base all of your confidence and pride around it is a little bit strange, isn't it?
Well, don't blame my little brother for that. That's my dad's fault. My dad is the one that instilled him with these values. Unfortunately, my little brother Lucas respects my dad more than anything. He thinks everything that man says is gospel. I don't know why he's listening to him. In my opinion, the real loser is my dad. He's the one that lost my mom in the first place.
I was actually curious about that. What is the situation in your family? Why don't you have a mom in the first place? Your dad raised you all on his own, right?
He certainly did. The way he treated my mom was horrible. He used to abuse her. Tell her that all she was good for was cooking in the kitchen. There shouldn't be any reason why she's anywhere but that place. If he wasn't in the bed, she should have been in the kitchen. That was his rule.
Wow, he sounds like a really rough guy to be around.
Honestly, he was such a pain. You can imagine how my mom would have felt in that situation, right? Like, there's no way she's going to stay with a guy like that forever. So naturally, one day he wakes up and she's not there. She's completely out of sight. He does what he can to contact her, and he can't get through to her. He asked everyone around town if they've had any sign of her. She just completely disappeared from existence. From that point on, it was just me and my brother with our dad.
That sounds really tough. When did this happen?
I was still a little girl. Early elementary school. It happened very early on in my life, and it was hard to adjust after that.
I can definitely see that being rough. How did everyone take it?
Well, my dad developed a more severe opinion of the opposite sex. Whatever he got my mom to do, he wanted me to do it. All of the housework, all of the cooking, everything was left to me. Even the gross massages. My brother started to gain more respect for my father. He looked at him as the only one that was doing things for the family. Whatever my dad said was law. There was no other way around it. My dad told my brother he had to be tough. He shouldn't give a damn what people think about him. There were winners and there were losers. My brother had to do whatever it took to be one of the winners, not one of the losers. Now he's got this overbearing macho attitude that no one can get along with. I really do miss the brother that I used to have when my mother was around.
Are you saying that he used to be different?
Oh yeah, my brother used to love animals. I mean, he still does, but he's got a different approach to them. We had this cute little dog that he would spend a lot of time with. It really softened up his personality. Then when my brother got into high school, he decided that he didn't want any cute animals anymore. He let the dog out on the street as a stray. Anytime the dog tried to run back to the house, he would chase him away. Scare him.
Ugh, that is so mean.
My brother got a different dog. Something more vicious. Something that he wanted to use more practically. I guess that's the dog that you encountered today. The one that scared you and made you spill your wine everywhere.
I was really frightened when that dog came up to me. But at the same time, I felt kind of sorry for it. I mean, your brother actually raised him to be that way, didn't he?
You're not wrong about that. And I saw it my whole life.
Can I ask you something? You knew something like this would happen today, didn't you? The other day when we were talking about your family, you had this atmosphere that you knew that we wouldn't get along. Did you really think it was better to not tell me back then?
Look, maybe I should have given you more warning. Maybe I should have told you what they're like. But honestly, I don't want you to change who you are because they're a bunch of psychos. I've had enough of guys like that in my life. I've wanted someone exactly like you, James.
You tell me that, but I'm just not sure, to be honest. I mean, the type of people that you hung out with sound pretty awesome. Just listen to the way that your dad was speaking at lunch. He kept bringing up all the old boyfriends you had. The bodybuilders, the models, the rock stars. All these amazing people that everyone's attracted to. And now you've just gone for some guy that designs video games all the time.
Look, I gotta be honest. I don't care about any of the people that I've dated before. I don't care how good looking they were, how much fame they had. The most important thing is that they didn't care about me. Why should any of the other stuff matter to me if they don't even care for me? That's not a person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I was just some sort of accessory. Someone in the background. I'm different when I'm with you, James.
You're different?
I am. I can tell that you care for me. This whole time when you're not asking me out or anything, it's not because you're leading me on or anything. You just care about how I feel and you don't want to tread on my toes.
Yeah, well, you have my mom to blame for that. She's always telling me to give her girl some space and give her some time. Don't rush her into anything.
You know what? You don't need to tell me that to understand. Your mom was absolutely lovely. It was such a pleasure being able to talk with her.
Are you serious? Did you actually like her? I'm a little embarrassed whenever I have to hang out with my mom. I feel like she talks way too much. Not only that, but she talks about things from my past, and it is really embarrassing.
Are you kidding me? I love the fact that she talked about you. I didn't know you were so cute. You used to write stories for every member of your family? Come on, that's such a sweet little kid right there. I wish you did that for me.
Well, who knows? Maybe I am. But you really do get along with my mom, don't you? That's really good news if we're gonna get married.
Hey, look, James, listen to me. Don't worry about it. I know you're thinking about the other guys that I dated, but they don't mean anything to me. I want you to know that I love you. Don't ever forget that.
All right, I understand. Me too. I'm looking forward to our wedding.
Yo, what the hell, man? What is wrong with you? Can't you learn how to handle a little drink? Do you always have to make a mess of yourself at any occasion that you go to? This is my wedding here. Why are you trying to embarrass me in front of everyone? You just ruined the cake as well. You know you're gonna have to pay for that after this, right? I mean, I only get to stay once, and you're trying to destroy everything? What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, just shut up, Lucas. We both know what happened. You pushed me into that cake.
I'm sorry? What? Are you seriously trying to accuse me at my own wedding? Why would I try sabotage this? I want this day to be a good one for my wife. I'm not gonna try and muck it up for her like you have.
Stop acting like you don't know what happened. This isn't my fault. I don't just fall into a cake like that. I felt a huge bump from behind me. Then I went flying into that thing. Don't try and sit there and tell me it wasn't you. I know it was. When I look behind me, there you are, standing right there, smirking at me.
Bro, would you look at that? Not only are you incredibly clumsy and you can't handle your own drink, you're actually doing some sort of illicit material at this wedding?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
Yeah, because it's clear that you're hallucinating. I wasn't standing there at all. You must be seeing things. Tell me, when you look up into the sky, how many magic dragons do you see flying around? I want to know how much you've been taking. My dad and my sister need to know about this.
I haven't been taking anything. Stop talking like an idiot.
Well, stop acting like an idiot. Can you come to one event without making a mess of everything? What are we gonna do from this point on? We're family, aren't we? I won't be able to invite you to anything.
Yeah, well, maybe that works for the best, doesn't it? I don't think there's any reason for us to be seeing each other, Lucas.
Oh yeah? Is that really what you think? It's good that we're on the same page with something, aren't we?
I want you to be honest with me right now. You actually pushed me into that cake, didn't you? Come on, stop trying to hide it. It is so obvious. You clearly bumped into me.
Alright, you know what? Fine, I'll fess up. Okay, yes, I did bump into you, but I didn't even do it with that much force. I had no intention of actually making you crash into that cake. There are so many people here, and take a look at me. I'm a really big guy. It's really hard to maneuver my way through. What happens when a big guy just taps a little guy? The little guy just goes flying. Can you really blame me for what happened? If you really didn't want to be thrown into that cake, you would have gained a little bit more size. Start going to the gym like me. I mean, it's been like, what, a year now since we've met? You know what me and my dad are like. Why don't you go on and do the right thing already and start getting a little bit of muscle? What's your excuse?
I don't have an excuse. I have priorities. My priority is not to gain any mass. Whether your dad and yourself like to realize it, I have a dream I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm trying to put it into action.
Whoa, okay, here we go again. Dream, 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 dream. You never stop talking about it, do you? That's all that thing ever is, isn't it? It's just a dream. I mean, are you actually thinking about making it a reality? It's already been a year. What progress have you made on it?
Quite a lot, actually. I've gotten very good at my programming. I've met people with similar interests who want to invest in this idea of mine. I've created a lot of stories.
Okay, but all of that just sounds like ways to make yourself feel better. The fact of the matter is that you haven't done anything. You haven't released one product yet.
Okay, well, these things take time. It's not gonna happen overnight, and I'm still trying to garner the necessary funds for it. Anyway, I don't need the progress of my dream to be judged by someone like you. It's got nothing to do with you.
I don't know about that. It's clear you're just lying to my sister or something. What are you actually doing in that little room of yours? Don't try and tell me that you're actually making games in there. I know exactly what you're doing. You're playing them. You're indulging in them. You're not doing anything.
Oh, just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
I think I know a lot about this. I just don't get the type of guy who talks a big game but doesn't even produce results. I mean, at least when you go to the gym, you can get bigger, right? So visually you can wake up every day and see the results for yourself. What you're doing and any of your geek friends that are involved in what you're doing are just tricking yourselves.
Oh, shut up, Lucas. You mind your own business and I'll mind mine. That's the best way you and I are gonna get along in this family.
Look, James, I'm only saying this for you at the end of the day. I mean, you can call me mean and all sorts of things as much as you want, but let's face it, you and I are both married now. You got married before me, and now I'm married today. You may think that your marriage is going so well so far, but trust me, my sister is gonna get smart soon enough. She's gonna realize that she wants a guy like me.
Oh, yeah? Since when did you become a big marriage guru? You've been married for a total of like 3 hours now? I've been married for a couple of months. Why would you know anything more than me?
I know because I possess the qualities that are gonna keep my woman around.
Okay, and what would those qualities be?
Being some sort of tyrannical leader that bullies his own partner? Someone that intimidates her with his big muscles? Well, hey, that's part of it, isn't it? I mean, she needs to be kept in line. She needs to know her place. Trust me, it's the only way that she's gonna respect you.
That's not a way that you should run your relationship at all. All you're gonna do is scare her. You want her to submit to your intimidation? She's not gonna truly respect you.
We'll see about that. Maybe it's not the right way to make her respect me, but at least it's one of the ways. I know that my sister doesn't respect you.
Why would you say something like that?
Well, isn't it obvious? I mean, she's had a taste of fruit better than you. You're just an apple that fell from the tree. Got bruised up and sat in the grass for a couple of days. It's pretty stale. No one wants to eat it, right? But she's had the best of the best, you know? She's gonna remember those days at some point. Remember how exciting they were. Remember how awesome those dudes were. Then she's gonna think about the miserable mess that she's with now. She's married, so she doesn't have much choice, but I can guarantee you that she's gonna start cheating on you.
What a load of crap! What do you know about relationships and cheating? You act like you've been in this situation before. You may be a gym freak, but you're not some love guru.
Well, hey, between you and me, who has the better experience in this type of thing? You've only had one girlfriend, and it's been my sister. I've had tons. I know exactly how they operate. Not only that, but I've been told by my father. He really knows what he's talking about. If you want lessons from a pro, you have to go straight to him.
What do you mean go straight to him? Wasn't he the one that had his wife walk out on him?
Look, I was still very young when I knew my mother, but I was smart enough to know that she was no good. She couldn't appreciate the things that my dad was doing. The reason she walked out was that she wasn't a good woman. And you know what? My dad was glad for it. Our family was better off without her.
You must be the first person that disrespects his mom like that. I am telling you right now, it is very rare.
Hold on a second. Don't tell me, James. You actually respect your mom, don't you?
Of course I respect her. She's the one that brought me into this world. She's the one that spent days trying to raise me. Cried in frustration of how hard it is. Every mom has done this. Shouldn't you have even the tiniest bit of respect for them just because of the pain that went into raising you?
Yeah, right. If I were you, I'd be even more mad at your mom. She's worse than mine.
What did you just say?
Just look at the way she talks. All this talk about self-acceptance and loving your kids no matter what. I mean, she's told me about how many times you lost in those races at school. She said that she still supported you and treated you like you were the best. What a bad mentality to teach your kid. You're just gonna brainwash them into thinking that they're fine the way they are. Of course not. They have to know that if they want to be a winner, they gotta work towards it. Your mom has done you a disservice. That's probably why you can't get your company up and running. You just think that you're the best and it's gonna come to you one day. You don't actually realize that work needs to be put into it.
Lucas, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know how much work I'm putting into this. I have to neglect many things to make this dream a reality. Even your sister, I can't give her the attention that she needs.
Come on, we both know that you can do that. You're just choosing not to. Here's the thing, I actually think it's a good thing you don't give her attention. She doesn't deserve it. Make her crave and long for you a little. It's what you should be doing. But the thing is, you're different. You're not giving her attention because you're just playing video games all day.
No, I am not.
If you're actually doing something like working out, that's when she would actually like you more. At the rate you're going, she's just gonna cheat on you.
You clearly have no idea how your sister feels about me. You know what? That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and try and change your mind. It's quite clear that you're set in your ways. Lucas, you don't want to think in any other way. You think being mean to your partner and ordering them around is the best way to treat them. I think having mutual respect for each other is the most important thing, working together towards one thing. We both have different ways of viewing our relationship, and let's just see where it ends up.
You talk about me being stubborn, but let's take a look at you. Here I am doing a good thing, giving you advice, trying to tell you how to not get cheated on by my sister.
Why do you keep saying that? You're talking like she's some low-level woman that would cheat on anyone. Don't you have a high opinion of your own sister?
Look, here's the thing. It's just inevitable. It's not even her fault, really. It's just in her biology. All the girls will want to go for the guy that's the biggest, has the most money, and is the most famous. At the moment, you're none of those. Compare how pathetic you are to someone like me. I'm taking care of my dad's business, and I've already had a pretty good position earning money. I go to the gym every day. I could crack an egg with just my two pinkies squeezing it. Not only that, but everyone knows me. I'm well known around the town. I'm ticking all the boxes. Do you actually think that my wife is gonna cheat on someone like that? Not in 1,000 years.
Well, you know what? I think it's great that you have the confidence that she'll stay with you in the same way that I have the confidence that your sister is gonna stay with me.
We'll see about that, won't we? You know what? I kind of feel sorry for you. I think you need to be enlightened a little bit more. I'm gonna send you some material, videos, and some books for you to inform yourself. You put in the proper study and then you come back to me and tell me that I'm wrong.
I am not doing anything that you say, Lucas. If it's got nothing to do with my dream, then I don't want to do it, and that's that. Now leave me alone. I'm going home. This is the last time you and I have an interaction with each other.
I can't believe that you disrespected me the way that you did today. Look at you go running away again. It's just like that lunch, isn't it? You really are a soft little man, aren't you? I wonder if you're gonna grow up someday. I am gonna keep contacting you no matter how you feel about it. I want to check in regularly to know if my sister is actually playing the little girl that you say she is. Because trust me, the day that she cheats on you is inevitable. You still got a chance to change yourself though. You better hit the gym if you know what's best for you. What are you doing right now?
James, I need a bit of your time to speak with you honestly. My daughter has come to me about the way myself and my son have been talking with you. I have one thing to ask you. What are you hiding down there? I'm sorry, what did you say? You know what I said. I want to know what you're hiding down there. Because if you're telling me it's two coconuts hanging off a tree, then I'm gonna have to straight out stop you right there and call you a liar. What are you going on about right now? David, I don't have time for this. My gaming company is in a very crucial developmental stage. We're about to launch our first title. Whatever ridiculous conversation you want to have with me, can we have it at a later point in time? I really don't want to talk about crap right now. But what I'm talking about is actually really important. The fact that you would call it crap insults me. Well, basically, you're asking me if I have some sort of genitalia, right? The answer is yes, I do. Now, can I just get back to my work, please? Okay, so you're a liar after all. Why would you sit there and try and convince me that you're a man? I know that you're not. David, what are you talking about? Is that what you want to have an argument about? Whether or not I'm a male? Go waste your time with someone else. James, I know for a fact that you're not a male. Just let me tell you now. A real man would not run to his wife boo-hooing about a couple of things that his family-in-laws have said to him. So what? My son gives you a little bit of wisdom. You turn him down and you have a little bit of a cry to your wife about it? What kind of a guy can call himself a man after that? That's so pathetic. So that's what this is about, isn't it? You're angry that I told her.
You're damn straight I'm angry. Look, what we say should be between us. We're a bunch of males, right? This is the unspoken understanding between us. We know that there are some things that we don't tell the ladies. You didn't have to tell my daughter about what's going on between us. In fact, the fact that you did that is incredibly insulting. Everything that my son and I have told you has been for your own good. All we're doing is trying to create you into the person that you need to be that stops you from getting betrayed. We're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. We don't even need to do this.
What are you talking about? What you and your son are doing is just trying to make yourselves look better in comparison to me. Fine, I'll admit it, I don't go to the gym every week like you two do. I don't walk around and act like I'm some tough, burly guy that does whatever the hell he wants. I am a timid guy that likes to devote himself to creating stories. I accept that that's the way that I am. Whatever the consequences of it, I'll accept it as well. But there's one thing that I won't believe. I won't believe that my wife is gonna leave me just because I don't go to the gym.
You sad, pathetic fool. Pull up a chair, James. I'm gonna have to tell you a story.
Make it quick and make it respectable. I don't know what type of lecture my wife gave you, but you're gonna have another one if you say anything that's gonna put me in a bad mood.
You and I are gonna have a very special understanding of each other after you hear my story. Did my daughter ever tell you the reason why her mother split up with me?
She did, actually. She told me that you were demanding and incredibly horrible to her. You got her to do everything. You abused her and made her life a living hell. Then one day she decided that she wanted to get out. She had had enough of the way you were treating her. She walked out on everyone. She walked out on you. She walked out on her daughter, and she walked out on her son. All because of the way that you treated her.
Well, it seems that my daughter either doesn't understand the story completely, or she's distorted it. The fact of the matter is that my wife cheated on me.
I'm sorry? What did you just say?
Yeah, you heard me. She cheated on me. That 8-timing skank.
Wait, what did you just say? Did you just say 8 times?
Yeah, I was just like you, and I put all my trust into my wife. I thought she was the perfect lady. I didn't do much to work on myself. I was still in the entry-level position for my construction company. I had no aspirations to get better. I was quite strong, but I wasn't the strongest. I was an average guy. The construction company that I own now had a lot of guys in the higher management. Powerful guys, guys that controlled everything, guys that commanded authority. I was quite close with them. My wife was too. I thought everything was going well in my life. I thought I had someone that was devoted to me and wasn't doing anything. Sure, she was very close to all those guys in management, but I didn't think she was actually doing anything with them.
Wait, what are you trying to tell me right now? She was sleeping with these managers?
She certainly was, in the most disrespectful way possible.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there was one night where she told me that she was going to go out with her friends. It had been a while since she had seen them. I trusted her. I didn't suspect that anything was going on. I let her go. I was sitting at home with my children in bed. It was a Friday night and I didn't have to work on the weekend. Unfortunately, there was just this one thing playing on my mind. Just this little idea that was in my head, and I wanted to explore it a little bit more. I decided that I was gonna work that weekend. So I got into my car and I started driving to the construction site.
Are you telling me that your wife was there?
That's exactly where she was. I got to the site and I was really confused. The light in the office was on. Did I forget to turn it off before I left? I was going to go in there to collect some materials. But when I opened the door, I couldn't believe what I saw. It was my wife there with all the other managers. They were naked. My heart dropped. I couldn't believe what I saw.
What the?
I didn't say a word, and I just went home the whole weekend. I said nothing. I ignored my wife and everything. I ignored my phone or messages I got. I had none of it. It wasn't until I got to work.
I looked at the faces of the men that were there that night, and that's when I knew that what I saw was true. It actually happened. It wasn't some bad dream. Whoa, David, that's quite a heavy story right there. I can't believe that actually happened to you. Is this true? You're telling me that your daughter doesn't know about this? Of course she doesn't. She's not gonna believe something like this. She thinks her mother is the most angelic, amazing woman that there is on this planet. She's never gonna believe me. But I'm telling you right now, she's exactly like her mother. Whatever nice little angelic nature she has on the outside, she is actually evil on the inside. It's not just her, it's all of them. They're all gonna try and hurt you somehow. Right, and I'm assuming that this is the way that you've raised your son Lucas to be, right? You want him to hate them, don't you? That's exactly right. I've raised that man to be as strong as possible and not to be hurt by anything. I told him that he needs to be the one that becomes strong, be the type of guy that they feel afraid to cheat on. Now look at him, he's such a competent individual. He's just like his father. The moment I realized that what happened that night was true, I made it my mission to own that company. Here I am, running it myself. I told my son to work hard and prove himself a capable individual, and he may be able to inherit it from me. Now look at him. He's doing all the stuff with flying colors. I couldn't be more proud of him. I hear where you're coming from. I honestly do. I think it sucks what happened to you. But in all honesty, I don't think you should blame yourself for it. I don't think you should have treated your daughter the way you have either. What did you just say? My wife has told me everything. She's told me how you and your son have degraded her whole life. Brought her confidence down, made her feel like she's worth nothing. Any darkness that you had towards your wife, you took it out on her. You insulted her, called her a cow, made her feel bad about herself. Just who the hell does that? Who would do that to their own daughter? Aren't you meant to love her? Aren't you meant to be raising her? You told me before that you care about her more than anything. Why would you speak to her this way? I'm doing this for her own good. All I did was make her realize her place. She needs to know that she's there to serve. Trust me, you should be thanking me. If her confidence is low enough, she won't dare to cheat on you. I already know that she won't cheat on me in the first place. I know the way that she feels about me. There's just no reality where she would do something like that. You're deluding yourself. Come on, just take a look at you. You're scrawny. You've got no money and you're not doing anything with your life. There's been literally zero progress since she's met you. Don't sit there and not acknowledge that there's anything special about you. There are so many guys out there that far exceed you. I don't care. No matter what you think I think, Steffi is different from them. I don't need to do something as pretentious as go to the gym just for her to like me. Are you kidding me right now? Do you know how crazy you sound? They're all the same. My daughter's no different. She is just another ungrateful cow that is gonna hurt you. Just shut your damn mouth. How could you say you care about her by calling her something like that? You should be ashamed of yourself. Hey, look, I love my daughter, but all I'm doing is stating the facts. That's exactly what is gonna happen. You should heed my advice or you're just gonna sit there and act like an idiot. The real idiot here is you, David. You think that just because you had some experience with your wife, that means all of them are gonna act the same way? You can't even see what's special about your own daughter. Well, you know what? I've had enough. I am sick of you and your son. I already told your son that I don't want anything to do with him. It's better if we don't get along. And I'm gonna say the exact same thing to you. I don't care if we're family now. I'll be talking to Steffi about this too. I know that after she hears what I have to say, she'll start to agree with me. Having you and your son in our family is just toxic. It's better if you two just go away. You're gonna apologize to me one day, boy. I try to warn you about what's gonna happen. When that day comes, don't come crying to me. You can just cry to your mother like you've done your whole life. Hey, Lucas, open up. Open up right now. I know you're in there. Your sister has been trying to contact you for ages now. What are you doing? I don't want to stand out here all day. You know I've got a company to work on, right? We've just released our first title. I want to bring out another one. I'm not going to be able to do that by wasting time staying here. What is going on in there?
Nothing, man. How about you just leave already? Go annoy someone else.
Hey, I can't exactly do that, can I? My wife has left her stuff in your house. I need to go get it. She tried to come here herself, but you didn't give it to her. So what is going on?
Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk to any of you people. If you want her stuff, I'll just throw it out back. You can go pick it up there.
Not that I particularly care about you and what is going on, but what is going on? You haven't spoken to anyone in weeks, not even your own sister. Apparently, you haven't been going to the gym or anything. Your sister is really, really worried about what is happening to you. If you keep up this attitude, who knows what your wife is gonna think? You're gonna start seriously worrying her.
Oh, just shut up, man. You don't know anything about me and my wife. Who am I kidding? She's not even my wife anymore.
What did you just say?
Oh, crap. What am I doing? Did I actually just tell you? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Why the hell did I just do that?
What do you mean you don't have a wife anymore? Did you guys get a divorce or something? I thought you got married just a couple of months ago.
Look, we did. But that's something I don't want to talk about. I don't want you rubbing it in my face.
Well, look, I know that we've had our differences, Lucas, but at the moment, it looks like you have no one to talk to. What happened between you and your wife?
Fine. That stupid hag actually cheated on me. Can you believe it? Not only that, but she cheated on me with an absolute geek.
Hold on, what did you just say? She's cheated on you already?
Yeah, she did. It's all over the internet. There's this kid that doesn't do anything with his life. All he does is play video games and stream it. Apparently, my girl walked in on his stream, not realizing the camera was on. He was sitting in his chair, and she reached over and grabbed him in front of everyone to see. That's my wife there, just disrespecting me in front of the whole world too. I had no choice but to get a divorce with her.
Well, this is a surprise. You were very confident that your wife wouldn't do anything to you, weren't you?
Oh, just shut up. I told you that I didn't want you to rub it in my face, didn't I? Don't you think I'm already embarrassed enough? The fact that she cheated on me with an absolute geek? Just why would she do that? It doesn't make any sense. It goes against everything that Dad told me. I told her what her place was. I made her know that I'm the man and I make the rules. Then she goes off and does that behind my back. I don't understand.
Well, maybe what your dad told you was incorrect. Maybe you couldn't keep a girl around just with your muscles alone. Maybe you should have been a bit more attentive to the way that she feels.
Oh, she said the exact same thing. She told me that geek was nice to her, made her feel like a proper girl. Apparently, he bought her flowers every week. Just what a loser. I'm not gonna degrade myself doing that.
Well, you know what, Lucas? Suit yourself. Do whatever you want. You made a mistake and you lost. It is up to you whether you want to learn from it or not.
Oh, shut up. Don't you sit there and give me a lecture. You don't know anything about this. Didn't I tell you before? I've had plenty of chicks. I know what I'm doing. I know what they're like too. Just you wait, my sister is gonna do the exact same thing to you. They're just a bunch of cheaters, the whole lot of them. My girl cheated on me with some geek, and I can guarantee you that your girl is gonna cheat on you with some muscle freak. Just give it a couple of months. You'll see. You'll start seeing signs that she is up to no good.
Lucas, you don't have any idea what you're talking about. I know that she's not gonna cheat on me because I'm in tune with how she feels and what she wants. You think that you can bully a girl into submitting to you? It's not gonna happen. Maybe you should have focused more on what's on the inside than what's on the outside. Then you would have realized that your girl wanted you to treat her a bit more nicely. Anyway, I'm done with you. I've come here for my wife's stuff, and I'm gonna go now. Good luck living in that house alone.
Yeah, whatever, don't you sit there and try and lecture me. Do you think you're better than me or something? Just wait, I don't care if it takes 1 month, 1 year, or 10 years. There is gonna be a point where my sister too cheats on you. You can understand exactly how I feel at that point.
Deep down inside, Lucas understood that there was a point in what I was saying that was true. He started to realize that what his dad was saying was probably a load of crap. Regardless, due to his mental condition, he wasn't able to work. He couldn't bring himself up to go there. He moved back in with his dad. Consequently, his dad had to take over the company again and run things. David was hoping that somehow he could lift his son's spirits again. Maybe they could start working out and he would get back to his normal self. Unfortunately, none of it worked. Lucas locked himself away in his room, not communicating with his dad at all. His dad was really curious about what he was getting up to in there, and one day he burst through the door to understand what was going on. It turns out that Lucas developed a heavy gaming addiction. He was hooked on it. Not only that, he was hooked on the games that I was creating. David, realizing that his pride and joy had fallen so low, didn't know how to cope with his sadness. Whatever earnings he got from his business, he started putting into gambling, and he lost everything. It didn't take long for him to lose all his money and his business. From that point on, he realized that he needed to get a proper job and somehow support his son. Those two now have a lifestyle of being at each other's throats. What was once a family that respected each other is now one that hates each other. David can't get Lucas out of the house, no matter how hard he tries. Lucas has no respect for his dad whatsoever. They ended up moving to a very cheap apartment where Lucas will just play games all day and litter the place with packets of chips. His father would be earning the money. Whatever time he had with his son, he would try and convince him to change his ways with very little hope. As for me, on the other hand, like I said, I was working on a second title. It took a very long time for me to get my gaming company up and running, but the moment we did, it became a huge success. Many years began to pass, and we released more and more titles, each one gaining more popularity than the last. The more people I could associate with, the more ideas I could throw around, the better the story that we could create. It got to the point where I didn't need to do anything, and we had passive income coming into our household. But it was my passion to keep creating stories and keep meeting new people. As for Steffi, Lucas kept trying to warn me that something would happen. He was so sure that all the girls were the same, and they would just eventually cheat on you at one point or another. Unfortunately, her own family couldn't see what was special about her. She was very different. She wanted to support me in everything I did. The years passed by, and we had many children together. She was mainly at home raising them all, enjoying her time with them. Not that I was suspicious of her or anything, but just to prove my point, I had a GPS tracker on her. So far, she's done nothing out of the ordinary. She's been fully committed to the family. Anytime she wants to hang out with her friends, she invites them over. If she ever does go out, it's with me. She is a wonderful girl, and I just wish that her family realized that. If they had just started treating her a little bit better, maybe they would have had a wife that stuck around with them. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. See you in the next video.